And we are going to start our program for the CVI workshop closing dinner. The time start was 6 o'clock, but we have tendered our apology. Logistic reasons we have to take it to this time. So, according to the program, we are going to start prayer as usual. So I would like us to get the pattern of the last prayer that we have offered. So given 1 minute for each and every one of us to pray in his own way. So we are now in prayers in 1 minute. Amen. Amen. May God accept our prayers. Because we are starting this program late, we are not going to waste much time again. The essence of the event is to formally close this remarkable workshop with a small dinner and bid ourselves farewell. So, and the line of the program, line of your activities, I'm supposed to give a word of appreciation by the ICOMOS president. So, there hasn't been no, okay. If the MC is not here, let me just continue on that line because we don't have much items on that agenda. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here this evening before you to most sincerely appreciate, first and foremost, the government and people of the United Kingdom for their generous offer and grant through their various agencies for the this CVI Africa workshop. Those of us that have were involved in the planning stage know the kind of people that have been involved in these planning activities. They are so numerous and so diverse that I may not be able to exhaustively appreciate them here. But permit me to quickly observe that among the institutions that have helped us in the planning and execution of this Adamawa state government, whose representative of the governor was here during the opening ceremony, and as the partner, as the key partner in the management of Sukur cultural landscape, we appreciate the state government. So also the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, the Director General has sent a very powerful representation to the Director of Monument Heritage and Sites. Ladies and gentlemen, those of us that have been involved in this planning and also in the execution of this workshop are quite aware of the contributions of individuals like Dr. William Magari, who is the principal investigator of CVI Africa program, Professor Jane Dowes, who is the co-investigator, has displayed remarkable attitude of understanding and patience throughout this workshop. So we sincerely appreciate Professor Jane Dowes for her coordination and guidance throughout this workshop period. Professor Scott Heron and Dr. John Day are the two facilitators of this workshop. All of us have witnessed the brilliant way these two gentlemen have guided this workshop from their location far away. So Professor Scott Heron and Dr. John Day were immensely grateful for your contribution, for your assistance, and for your guidance. Other individuals, of course, that have, well, let me not even forget our key partner in this, our hosts, the American University of Nigeria, AUN, whose assistance and support on this workshop cannot be measured. They have introduced us to a very effective digital environment and has enabled us to conduct, this workshop virtually. The Vice President of ICOMOS, Mrs. Ishana, who has shown real ingenuity in coordinating this kind of workshop from a distance. So, Mrs. Ishana, we cannot appreciate you enough. Only to say that we are all satisfied and contented that your drive has really made this workshop possible and a success. So, and on the general note, ladies and gentlemen, I think I will be right to say that this workshop, the CVI workshop, CVI Africa workshop, has really opened our eyes to the effectiveness, operational effectiveness of the Climate Vulnerability Index as a tool for assessing the vulnerability of heritage to climate change. The school community that have participated in this workshop have expressed their satisfaction in the use of this methodology, and they have understood a very important concept which they have been living with. Principally, the concept of values. Side values have actually been discussed, and a different dimension of values of the site has been appreciated. The CVI has also brought us the importance of values, of application of science, and what are the last angle of it? Science-driven, community-based, and what? Science-driven, community-based. What is the other dimension? Again, the principles. No, there are three. Yeah? Cultural. Yes, it's value-based, science-driven, community, science-based, community-driven, value-based, and community-driven. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to give an overview of the workshop. We will call one of the participants later to express their understanding of the whole process of the workshop as has been done. So, without wasting much time, I would like to now call on the host. Pardon? Okay. Thank you very much, MC. You are welcome. I've been trying to take your place in your absence, but luckily, since you are here, you may wish to kindly come and take over so that we continue with the few programs that remain. And as I have explained, we don't have time enough, so we will quickly run over the few items that remain so that we close the event. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, the leader with passion, and actually the driving force of the ICOMOS-Nigeria. Please give me a round of applause. I think without wasting much of the time, let me, at this point, to invite the beacon of the Articles for Development, a great leader with high degree of humility, sincerity, and clear mind. We all at the Articles for Development, we envy his leadership qualities. This is none other than the Chief Executive Officer of the Atiku Institute, Dr. Augliman, ably represented by Mala Mohammed, the head of HR at Atiku Institute for Development.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The President of ICOMOS-Nigeria, Mr. Yola, members of the ICOMOS team, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues at the Chief Ministry for Development. Good evening. I stand here, privileged to stand here before you on behalf of our President, that is CEO and the COP at Ministry for Development, Dr. Augliman. Permit me, I'm going to be very brief as possible because it was actually an impromptu representation. So on behalf of Dr. Liman and our President University of Nigeria and all of us at the AUN community, we actually lack way to express our appreciation and happiness for your seeing us as worthy of, being partnering, towards the CVI Sukur workshop. I'm sure this workshop has tremendously improved the understanding or the aim of, its production. especially through the ICOMOS-Nigeria. We are sincerely happy and hope to see more of such collaborations with you, and very warm-hearted to receiving you anytime, any moment. And we hope that as you close this workshop tonight, we hope it's going to be a success, and we wish every one of you a safe trip to his or her home of abode. And like I said, on behalf of the head of Article Institute, Dr. Liman, and the president AUN, we wish you, we are very glad to have you, in our midst, within the couple of days we'll be here. And I hope, I'm sure that you have really enjoyed your stay with us. And we hope that we're looking forward to seeing more of such collaboration with you, especially ICOMOS-Nigeria. So, Mr. President, thank you very much for seeing us worthy, of this partnership. And on the last note, I wish every one of you, safe trip, and thank you very much.
Thank you for that wonderful remarks. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me at this point bring forward these distinguished key people who join us on line from different parts of the world. We have Dr. William Megari, the Principal Investigator, CVI Africa Project. And we also have Professor Jean Doms, Co-Investigator, CVI Project Africa. And then Dr. John Day, CVI African Facilitator. And also we have Professor Scott Heron, CVI Africa Facilitator. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to start with Dr. William Megari.
Good evening, esteemed participants, colleagues, and friends. Allow me to start by congratulating you all on this wonderful week that you've had together. Unfortunately, I was only able to join some of the sessions, but I know that your discussions were robust and detailed, and I thank you all for all your hard work. I know also that sometimes it has been challenging with long days and technical issues, but everyone has persevered with patience and good humor to reach this point in the week. Thank you and congratulations. Of course, events like this don't happen without a lot of hard work and organization. And I'd like to reiterate my thanks just to some key partners who made this event possible. To ICOMOS-Nigeria, Ishan Lozen, and everyone else, thank you. I'd like to acknowledge the generosity and the assistance offered by our hosts, the American University of Nigeria. I was sent some absolutely wonderful images of a sumptuous banquet on the first night that made me very jealous not to be with you all there. Of course, I also just want to acknowledge the hard work of all the people who contributed to the day-to-day running of the workshop with patience and good humor. To our participants who engaged thoroughly and detailed, to our breakout group leaders who led these discussions and reported back to the wider group, and to our CVI Africa participants who took notes and assisted in so many other ways. Thank you all so much. I would also like to offer a particular thanks to our facilitators of this workshop, Dr. Scott Heron and Dr. John Day. Guys, you guys joined us from halfway around the world at times that were sometimes tricky, and yet you led everybody admirably and with grace. And I want to thank you so much for your dedication, your time, and your hard work. I'd also like to thank the Sukur community and the Hidi Sukur for joining us and encouraging us throughout this process. It has been an absolute privilege to work together and to learn from you. And thank you for allowing us to work together. Over the next few months, members of the project, the steering committee, and other participants will work to bring together the outcomes of the CVI Sukur workshop. And I have absolutely no doubt that these outcomes will be of value to the site, to the community, and to the region. However, this workshop is about more than just CVI Sukur. It's about more than CVI Kilwa Kisawani in Tanzania, and it's about more than the other CVI workshops that have happened to date. Climate change is the single greatest threat to our cultural and natural heritage in the world, and part of our response has to be the developing of new tools and methodologies. These will allow us to adapt, to react, to protect these outstanding places for future generations. And what we have learned from this workshop through your contribution and through your hard work will play a crucial part in helping us to protect all places like Sukur and other outstanding heritage places in the future. So I'd like to thank you all again and wish you every luck, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening together tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me bring forward Professor Jen Does, the co-investigator, CVI Africa Project. She's joining us live.
Good evening. I think I will take the opportunity to call you friends, because even though we have not been able to be together physically, I feel we've got to know each other quite well. I've greatly enjoyed the time I've spent with you. It's been many, many months since we've been preparing for this great event. We've been led by the vision, really, of Losen Odua. And when she first spoke of this plan, you know, we never really thought of all the hard work and activities that would go to making it possible. And many thanks have been given already to all those who have made it possible. ICOMOS-Nigeria, the president and the secretariat, the AUN, the other steering committee members from the other organizations. And I think we've really had, out of this particular CVI, a very rich and in-depth experience. And I think it's going to be a really significant and unique CVI report that comes out of this. I think, you know, that having the time given by the community and the Hidi Sukur and all the delegates, just really, you know, thinking through these issues has just been very, very enriching, I hope for everybody, and has called attention to this very worthy and unique World Heritage Site. For the logistics, which have gone brilliantly, I think, and for the patience that everyone's showing with some of the glitches, and as has been said before, the good humor. I thank you all. For the those of you who led the breakout groups, Professor Sad, Mr. Markama, Mr. Friday, thank you to you for all that hard work, and for everyone in contributing so well, both in plenary and in the groups. The note takers also have done a splendid job, and we've been aided also by the CVI trainees who've joined us from all over the continent. So thanks to all. In AUN particularly, we thank Mr. Musaddiq and other people who've been just so busy in the background, helping us overcome everything and making everything go so smoothly. I just would like to end by saying, I hope you all have a lovely evening, a great dinner. Of course, I'm very jealous, and safe travels. Thank you. Good night.
Oh, because we are not even, you know, smelling the aroma. Yeah, it's good evening. Next is permit me to invite Professor Scott Harron, CVI facilitator,
Hi folks, Scott Heron here. Hi folks, Scott Heron here with John Day, coming into the official closing ceremony for the CVI Sukur workshop. The workshop has been a key component of the broader CVI Africa project, and we wanted to begin by acknowledging that project, the broader project team, led by Will McGarry, and also the UK government funding that has supported that project, including this workshop. We've been delighted at how the workshop has proceeded, despite some technical and logistical issues, which were always overcome, and due in no small part to that wonderful work by Mr. Musaddiq and his AUN colleagues. So we're really excited, really pleased, and we thank you for all of the work.
This workshop has provided a whole number of firsts for the CVI. It was the first time we've done both an online and in-person workshop, so we've learned a lot about this blended approach. It was the first CVI application we've ever done in Africa, and certainly the first cultural landscape. Perhaps our one disappointment, Scott and I, is that we haven't been able to join you there in Nigeria and experience the Sukur cultural landscape, as well as getting to know you. But we really want to say thank you to you, the participants, for your hard work. It's been a long, hard 5 days, but it's led to a successful outcome for the workshop. We also want to thank the trainees. They've been working hard, not just in this workshop, but throughout the whole project for the past 4 months. And I also like to thank the breakout leaders for their role in facilitating the breakout groups, and they were an essential part of the CVI process.
Our sincere thanks go to the steering committee with whom the planning and the preparations for the workshop were undertaken, and that really provided a solid foundation for the workshop. And within that, we especially acknowledge Professor Jane Downs from the University of the Highlands and Islands in Scotland, the representatives of the American University of Nigeria at Yola, led by Prof. Saad, thank you very much, and the President and the Secretary of ICOMOS-Nigeria. Finally, we really want to acknowledge the critical role played by Ishan Lozen throughout the process. She has been a driving force within the workshop and the preparations, and our key liaison person, as well as being a part of the broader project team. We recognise that this workshop would not have been the success it has been if it hadn't been for Ishan Lozen's hard work across seemingly all hours of the day. So while the workshop is now finished, this brings the start of our process to report on the outcomes. And you will be kept informed about when those outcomes will become available. From the CVI perspective, we've learned a great deal through this workshop, and we greatly appreciate that and appreciate the efforts of all involved. Our next step next month will be to conduct the CVI application for Kilwa Kiswani in Tanzania, and we have several other workshops that are planned in the coming months. So as we sign off, we want to thank you again for all of the project team, all of the group, and all of the workshop participants coming together. It's been great to work together with you, and hopefully we'll get to see you at Sukur at some point in the future.
Wonderful.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you. That is a joint presentation.
Participants, colleagues, and friends.
Yeah, a joint presentation of Professor Scott and Dr. Yola. And actually, it is great to learn from their wonderful contributions, and also we appreciate their kind words. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor at this point in time to request the Royal Father in our midst, the Hidisaku of Sukur Kingdom, to step forward for the word. Thank you.
Jama'a assalamu alaikum. President na Ecomo's Mr. Mala Aliyu, waɗanda suka kasance a kasan waje daban-daban a cikin wannan workshop, participants da suka kasance yau kusan kwana 6 ana ci gaba da wannan workshop, ina yi mana gaisuwa na ban girma. Ni a matsayina CVI Sukur da community na Sukur, mu ba mu da abin da zamu iya mu faɗa wa ICOMOS na duniya ko na Najeriya sai dai godiya. Musamman mu al'ummar Sukur ba mu san wani irin abu ne zamu iya mu ɗauka mu ba duniya ba, mu ɗaukan ba Najeriya ba. Muna fata dalilin wannan abin Sukur ta zama ma Najeriya abinda za ta kawo mata wani abu a yi fahariya da shi na dindindin a Najeriya. Fatan nan abubuwan da aka yi kwana 5 yau na 6 yau, ina fata ta haifar da dama ido ma al'ummar Najeriya, ma al'ummar Sukur, domin a tabbatar an ci gaba da irin wani abu ba wanda zai yi shakka. Mu ina tafiya gida kamar zan tafi da fike-fike. Kowane irin mota da zan shiga ina gani kamar fike-fike nan zai yi tafiya, domin jin ga al'ummar na yi musu jawabi, in ba su bayani, in ba su diddigi abinda na ji, abinda na gani, alheri da zan kai musu. Fatan na mun da muka kasance a wannan tafiya, ina roƙon Allah da za mu kama hanya in mun wace, bale Allah ya raka mu a cikin ƙoshin lafiya, kowa ya je ga iyalin shi. Dan kwana biyu da ya yi bai gansu ba, bari ya je ya same su a cikin ƙoshin lafiya. Allah ya zama mana direba, Allah ya zama mana jagora, mu samu iyayen mu lafiya. Musamman kamar wannan wuri na shi wazirin Adamawa, gaskiya ko da yaushe zan yi fahariya da addu'a domin wannan wuri ya ci gaba. Albarkan nan a wannan wuri ne Sukur za ta sake samu wannan albarka wanda zai gina akan nada. Na gode, Allah ya ba mu alheri. Wassalam.
Well, I didn't hear the roaring applause, because if the CVI Sukur or Sukur speaks, we respond with thunderous applause. Thank you. Well, actually, in summary, the key points that I've mentioned is that you've learned a lot here, you've learned a lot from this workshop, and he cannot wait to go home and share his experience with his people. And he also, lauded the efforts of the initiators of this workshop, and also the host, the American University of Nigeria, and prayed for sustainability. So that is summary, if I get it right. I think it is also proper to call at least one of the participants, a volunteer, to tell us his or her experience on this workshop. Briefly. Any volunteer?
Good evening, everybody. I stand on the existing protocol. I greet you. It's been a very wonderful experience for me and for the people I've met in this journey. I've come to meet the Hidi, who represents culture and represents the Hidi tradition of the people of Sukur. The workshop is very enlightening. The workshop is highly inclusive because it did not only include the Hidi, that is the king of the kingdom, but his people as well. I also find the workshop interesting in the sense that Madame Lucy, which is my other lady present here, is a Hidi woman, and she's contributed from the perspective of gender. So we hope that in due time, we will not only visit Sukur, we will not only talk about it in our classrooms, we will not only talk about it as one of our heritage sites or a World Heritage Site, but it will be a place that most of us will want to visit, not just for research, but to kind of felicitate with the people and participate in what it is as a World Heritage Site. The workshop has been enlightening because I have with me here other fellow architects in the person of IME. I also have the weatherman, Dr. Haruna. I've met great people here, and I will not forget Yola in a very long time. Thank you.
Thank you. Very short and precise. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the climax of this event, may I request Dr. Haruna Aldo to step forward for the presentation of weather equipment. Yeah, weather equipment. Yeah. Please, may I request the Idisakun of Sukur Kingdom also to step forward for this presentation.
What I'm holding in my hand is an ordinary rain gauge that measures amount of rainfall. This came out of a passion. I know how we suffer to get the data for this research. I am donating these instruments, and I'm calling on stakeholders here present. I'm going to offer myself, I'm a climatologist. I'm going to offer myself the services for the installation of these instruments. Also, there are other instruments that we need. The tree stressors that was discovered are rainfall, which go for the rainfall. We have temperature and also windstorm. So if we can get these instruments from this workshop, I assure you, before 1st October, I am going to install this instrument and data taking to commence by 1st October. So,
we now at the climax of the event, the presentations of certificates to the participants. Let me request Aliyu Yerima to step forward for the presentation of certificates, and also Dr. Auduliman. Aliyu Yerima. Okay, may I request the CVI Sukur to step forward, and also Dr. Jennifer Tindall to step forward for the presentation of certificates. Well, the name is too heavy for me. So, okay, Aliyu Las Abdu. Ibrahim Musa Zira. Abdu Aruna Omar. Anthony Sham.
congratulatory of that song.
Someone wider. Jamiu Olumo. Najega Balarufai. Daniel Ishaya Wada. Lucy Moses. Mukarma Ezra Marcus. Sunday Joshua Makandao. Lawan Joseph Zira. Yusuf Ibrahim. Adekunle Olatunji Fatai. Thank you, Hidi. You will be seated, Hidi. Thank you so much. No. Hidi, please, you can sit. Thank you. May I request Mohammed to step forward, please?
Ayeni Imokai Osuemi. Friday Samson. Luca Gizik. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Tello. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think we're at the climax, and let's give ourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Let me request the president of ICOMOS-Nigeria to step forward. I think he has a word or two to people of Sukur. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I rise once again here on behalf of ICOMOS-Nigeria to express once again our deep appreciation to the Hidi of Sukur and the entire Sukur community. ICOMOS-Nigeria really has enjoyed, the good relationship that have existed between us as a professional body and the Sukur community. And appreciation to the tireless and timeless contributions and gestures of the Hidi and its community have been mandated by ICOMOS to make a humble presentation to the Sukur community through the Hidi. So Hidi may wish to kindly step forward and receive this token gift from ICOMOS-Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next, I think, is we are the last lap. That is the closing remarks, and we have the Vice President of ICOMOS-Nigeria joining us from Canada. She will do the closing remarks. Ishanla Sen Odiwa.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, MC. I think you did a good job with my name. I often get my surname massacred in I've heard many variations of it. So thank you very much. So good evening, everybody. And wow, what a ways we've come. I was just asking Jane, when did we start this journey of to get where we are? It started in around April 2020, when we first got together to do the proposal. And this was right in the middle of COVID. At the beginning of COVID, we thought COVID was just going to be a passing thing, you know. And here we are over a year later. But we are very grateful to have been able to get here. If we're here today, as everybody has said, this has been a great partnership across many oceans, whether it be in the Atlantic or the Pacific, if we're going down under to our colleagues in Australia. But the partnership has been something that has brought us here together. We are very, very grateful. And that partnership was also made possible by the financial generosity of the United Kingdom's government. And that also provided the financing for us to be able to do this activity together. This is a road, and we are almost 3/4 done in our road. And we are hoping that as we go on to preparing the report, that we'll be able to issue that report very soon. One thing is notable. Sukur is the first cultural landscape inscribed on the World Heritage List in Africa. It is also the first cultural landscape, the first World Heritage Site in Africa to benefit from the application of the CVI Rapid Assessment Tool. So I think that is significant and something that we must be able to thank the people of Sukur for sharing generously of not only their heritage resources, but also of their time by being with us at this workshop. We have heard much said about our principal investigators. I am very grateful to them for their time. They have joined us at very late hours on their time. They've been up, you know, sometimes they're up and doing other things. They're lecturers and they're academicians. So they do this on top of their daily work. So we are very grateful to them. TD, thank you for your support. Thank you for the mobilization of your people, for those who are there with us in the room, and for the great sharing of the knowledge that you have done with us. I also want to give a shout out to our CVI trainees. Many of them have joined us over the past week in this workshop. We've had Jilson from Cape Verde. I see he's still connected. Fatma from the World Heritage Site of Fort Jesus in Kenya. We've also had Simon from who works at the Rwenzori Mountains World Heritage Site in Uganda. We've also had with us Kanza Bouaziz, who was connected till just a few minutes ago and from Tunisia, but she's had to leave and she has sent her excuses. We have Nengai from Tanzania, and like she likes to introduce herself, I am a Maasai woman. So the Maasai woman also has been able to join us all through this time. And finally, but not least of all, we have Daniel, who is there in the room with you. We are very grateful to them for their time and for also spending. Yes, thank you, Dr. Sugar. He's right behind you. I see that. We're very grateful to them all for their time and for sharing with us during this. AUN, you guys have been fantastic. You have shared with us sumptuous dinners. You have given of your time, of your energy to make sure that this is a big success. We hope that this is the beginning of further collaboration with ICOMOS-Nigeria as we do other things together to take the management and conservation of heritage in Nigeria to new dimensions. Professor Saad, thank you so much. Thank you to your team. Lois, Musadik, Nenna, I just had the pleasure of meeting you here. Jane, I don't know if you're in the room. Thank you. Dr. Liman, and to his representative who found time to come this evening, thank you so much for all the great support. We are very grateful. To our note takers also, our young note takers, I hope that the CVI workshop has also inspired you to take new directions in your study regarding the impact of climate change, not only on cultural heritage, but on Nigeria as a whole, and how we can use knowledge to also mitigate some of the impacts of climate change. As we go forward with our work, we also hope that this work that we have done together at this workshop and in the subsequent report that will be produced will also lead to new awareness in Nigeria regarding how climate change affects our ways of life, our cultures, and the ways that we interact with each other. And that together we can also find ways to meet this challenge head on, using the traditional knowledge of our ancestors who have used this in so many ways across the centuries. I know that this workshop has been an opportunity to make new friends, whether you come from Lagos, or you come from Abuja, or you come from Oshogo. Coming to Yola on the other side of it. I'm sure some people you probably heard, you're going to Yola, are you crazy? What are you going to do in Yola? But you have come to Yola and you have made new friends and you've had new experiences. And I hope that this also begins the start of the creation of new networks on so many other aspects of cultural heritage and how they're affected in Nigeria. Finally, allow me to say a big safe journey to those who are traveling, to those who came from outside of Yola, and to those who will be continuing the rest of their studies, their work in Yola. We wish you all the best. I am sorry that I will not be able to partake of the sumptuous dinner, but please remember to send me pictures so I can salivate all weekend long. Take care, everyone. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Ishani. But actually, you are not joining us for the dinner, right? Are you? Thank you. Thank you so much, the President. Thank you, Mahidi, Professor Saad. Thank you so much, Olumo, Mohammed, and in fact, the entire participants. So, let me use the language. It's refreshment time. So, is it light refreshment or? Oh, it is heavy refreshment. So, all right. May I request the President and Dr. Saad Mahidi to lead other participants? Thank you.